You're saying.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
A live look on this Friday evening from our Q2 iCam. We are headed into the deep freeze for this entire weekend.
In fact, we're expecting some of the coldest temperatures we've seen in years, and they won't be going away anytime soon.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Russ Riesinger.
And I'm Jeanelle Slade. We'll get to those dangerous, potentially deadly temperatures in just a moment. But first, the latest on a deadly early morning fire in Billings.
Well, investigators have not yet released the cause. Neighbors tell us what took place when that fire first started. Q2's Andrea Lutz has more.
Here in the daylight, you can really see the damage from this home on Avenue B after an early morning fire that took one man's life.
The fire was reported just before 4 this morning. A man pulled from the building and was given CPR. Nearby neighbors watched it all unfold.
It's a shame. These houses are so beautiful, and it's just sad that, you know, such a young kid lost his life. Yeah, we actually witnessed them bring him out and do CPR on the right there. So it was difficult. So
the fire tore through this duplex and firefighters fought through the bitter cold to get it under control.
It's a shame. Just sucks, but good thing there's smoke detectors to work. Sounds like they're still working.
And as you can see, the crime tape is up around this building. Those who are going to be doing the restoration on this property tell me that the damage is severe, likely a total loss. So this building will have to come down. In Billings, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.
Well, as of right now, the victim's name has not been released. Firefighters say everyone else in that building was able to evacuate safely.
And just moments ago, officials reported that damage is estimated at $300,000.
All right, we want to turn to the weather now. Bob, we're about to see some extremely cold temperatures this weekend. Yeah. Not just coldest of the season. You said the coldest in years.
About 5 years, I think, from what I remember. And we're probably going to see some of the coldest temperatures this latest in the season ever. It's never been this cold this late into March. Let me show you what's happening out there. Once we get temperatures drop below zero tonight after midnight, we are not coming back for about 53 hours or so. So tonight our forecast shows Billings will be cooling down to 9 below zero. That's the air temperature. Right now you can see the snow starting to show up on the Doppler radar. That's the leading edge of this Arctic cold front that's moving through. How much snow are we going to get out of it? Well, it looks like Billings not going to get a lot. Maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow out of this thing here in the Billings area throughout the weekend. So not a big deal of snow, but here's what it's going to look. At 10:30 tonight, we're going to have about 12 below zero wind chill factor for the Billings area. It'll be about maybe 27 below zero at 10 o'clock, 10:30 on Saturday night. Then on Sunday morning, it'll be 34 below zero wind chill factor. And look at Havre, it'll be 52 below up there. Wow, we'll have the rest of your forecast in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Bob. Well, all this snow and the issues that come with it have pushed the mayor of Laurel to declare an emergency.
And Mayor Tom Nelson made that declaration today, citing the dangerous driving conditions and the struggles for citizens, including the elderly who need to leave their homes or receive deliveries. The executive order allows the city to commit all resources to snow plowing and removal and seek additional grant money.
The National Weather Service reports 13 inches of snow have accumulated in the Laurel area.
And Cascade County Search and Rescue is on standby for residents who are trapped in the Dearborn area. Authorities say despite the weather, the situation is improving some. The Dearborn fire chief says a resident was able to start a bulldozer and clear the road. Then earlier today, that resident was able to link up with a path that the fire department is creating. Residents can now work toward this avenue of access to get into or out of that area.
And just east of Three Forks, ice jams along the Gallatin River still causing flood problems this week in Logan. Water covers some of the roadways, and while flooding hasn't shut anything down, motorists are urged to use extreme caution when driving through those areas. No evacuation orders are in place, but local authorities say ice jams are unpredictable and can change that situation at any time.
The change of plea hearing for the former Miles City athletic trainer accused of molesting dozens of young boys will be postponed again. James Jensen was set to appear before a federal judge in Billings on March 4th to plead guilty to the charge of use of interstate commerce to coerce a minor into sexual activity. This was after a judge requested more information before allowing Jensen to plead guilty in early February. Well, on Thursday, attorneys filed a motion to withdraw their consent to proceed with Monday's hearings in front of a Billings judge. Instead, Jensen will enter a guilty plea before a U.S. District Court judge in either Missoula or Butte. A new court date has not yet been set.
Well, employees of a new Billings West End supermarket are filling the shelves so you can fill your carts this weekend. Winco Foods on 24th will open on Sunday. Q2 Zoe Zandora brings us a sneak peek of what's to come.
You know what? I'm a pizza maker. I've been doing it for a long time, and I enjoy it. This is my element.
Employees like Jeff Cullers, the director of pizza operations for Winco Foods, are excited for the opening of the first Winco in Billings.
Drawford Billings, it was a new environment, a new place for us to come, experience and try to blaze new trails and get into a new state.
Winco Foods is entering its 10th state, opening 2 new stores in Montana, one in Helena, the other right here in Billings, standing roughly 84,000 square feet and staffing roughly 150 employees.
People are super excited. They know we're coming. They know where we are.
As one of the largest employee-owner program companies in the nation, Winco Foods believes in the benefits of employee ownership.
You're definitely taking pride in the company, and you do have some definite ownership.
Cullers says one of the things about Winco is that they are employee-owned, so they really do care about their job because of their invested interest in their company. He says it's just a unique shopping experience all around.
We love this company. You'll see a lot of us wearing I Love Winco stickers, and we really do. And that translates into great customer service, and the customers also recognize it as well.
What separates Winco from other competitors? Well, Cullers says they have that low price that other companies just don't offer.
That's a compliment to our team back at our home office, who really works to get the best prices for our customers.
Low prices every day. Is that what you guys are known for? Yes.
In Billings, Zoe Zandora, MTN News.
Thanks, Zoe. And Zoe tells us the doors open to the public this Sunday at 9 a.m.
Montana lawmakers wrapped up the first half of the 2019 legislature today, departing Helena for a week-long break or more. But as MTN's Mike Dennison reports, they'll have plenty of work waiting for them when they come back to town.
The state Senate left town on Wednesday night, and House members ran through final votes on almost 50 bills Friday morning before they packed up and started leaving the snowbound Capitol for their midpoint break. But as any veteran lawmaker will tell you, the heavy lifting happens in the second half of the legislative session.
House Bill 2, the big appropriations bill, Medicaid expansion, the governor's pre-K, and then there's a Republican proposal on that. Infrastructure spending, you got the governor's tax increases on the table. So all the fun is going to happen in the next 45 when we get back next week.
The House Appropriations Committee starts voting next Thursday on the session's major spending bill. This week, Governor Steve Bullock told reporters that many things he considers vital are not yet in that bill, such as Medicaid expansion, the program that pays medical bills for 95,000 low-income adults.
Medicaid expansion and both the economic gains and the health gains that if we walked out after the second half of this legislative session, did not get it done, we'd kiss those gains goodbye.
The Republicans' Medicaid expansion proposal may be introduced next week. Although plenty of big items remain undecided, lawmakers from both sides say accomplishments have occurred. A 2-year, $77 million increase in state funding for public schools has already been passed and signed into law. And a pay raise for state employees is on its way to the governor's desk for his signature. Senate President Sales also notes that Republicans are working on bills to reduce prescription drug costs, create more access to public lands, and to help prolong the life of power plants at Colstrip.
I think there's an opportunity for the state to help a regulated utility like Northwestern to acquire these assets. In the long run, I think it could be very good for the citizens of Montana.
Minority Democrats have seen many of their proposals killed or stalled, but say they hope Republicans will consider what services Montanans want and need and how tax changes may be needed to pay for those services.
We need to responsibly fund services and education, and if that means looking at taxes that need to be updated or restored, then we should do that.
So far, both sides of the aisle have often been working together on many issues. The question becomes, will that continue in the second half, when it comes down to deciding the big money answers? Reporting from the Capitol, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
The state Senate returns to Helena late next week, but the full House won't be back in session until Monday, March 11th.
Montana Governor Steve Bullock will make another trip to Iowa next week as he considers a run for president in 2020. Bullock will attend a National Governors Association event in Des Moines on Monday and help Democrats campaign on Tuesday. The Iowa political news website Starting Line reports Bullock has at least one staffer in place on the ground in Iowa. Bullock is considered a long shot, and so was the first governor to announce a run for president in 2020. Washington State Governor Jay Inslee announced today he is running for president.
Coming up on tonight's 5:30 News, months after a fire ravaged the Habitat for Humanity Restore, the home building organization has found a new home for itself.
And in sports, hear from some traveling grandparents on chasing teams in Big Timber and Joliet from game to game.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Breen. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.